According to the Florida Department of Education, $54.3 million is spent on state standardized tests each school year. That amount averages to $12 per student per test. With the introduction of end-of-course exams in 2010 and the Florida Standards Assessment, known as the FSA, in 2015, the priority of high-stakes testing is on the rise. To graduate high school, students must pass the FSA Reading and Writing exam and the FSA Algebra 1 exam. Gaither High School Assistant Principal for Curriculum, Stephanie Matthews, feels the increase in testing may not be what is best for students.
The success you gain in 1 year's time is not the same that everybody gains. So while you may grow leaps and bounds, it may not be what the standardized test is measuring. So it's not really showing an accurate depiction of how much you grew personally.
Another concern among educators is that the increase in testing takes away from classroom learning. It is estimated students in Florida spend between 20 and 25 hours each school year actually taking standardized tests.
I do not care for the amount of testing we're doing with students and how much time that testing is taking away from curriculum time for teachers teaching those students.
And while the debate of how students should be assessed is ongoing, many educators see the value in setting a standard for a high school diploma.
Just the same way I would say a sports physical you have to pass to be able to play on a team, or you would have to pass certain requirements to do certain things in sports or be a firefighter. I feel like there is a place for standardized testing. You have to be able to pass certain benchmarks and criteria to be able to do certain jobs or roles or get a diploma.
But I do believe that having the standards in place and having a minimum bar to jump over is helpful.
Other factors driving the discussion behind high-stakes testing include testing anxiety. It is estimated 20% of students have high test anxiety, and another 18% have moderate test anxiety.
I understand that we have to have something, but to have a be-all and end-all for one test, that's a difficult thing.
I suffer from test anxiety. So basically what that means is when I'm taking a test, my brain completely shuts down. I could have studied for that test for a month straight, and then when I get to the test, I get nervous and my brain just shuts down.
In addition to student anxiety, teachers also report anxiety related to testing. A survey released by the National Education Association found 72% of teachers felt moderate or extreme pressure from their administration regarding state testing. This pressure often comes from the idea that teachers must teach to the test.
They tell you they don't want you to teach to the test, but the reality is that's what happens. So students learn what's going to be on the test. They learn test-taking strategies. They have to learn how to take that test or else they're not going to pass it.
There's a balance to be had, and I believe that is where we can make progress in scaling back somewhere so teachers can have more time to teach their students.
To help students be successful, coaches and teachers throughout Hillsborough County prep students for the kinds of things they will see on an FSA or end-of-course exam.
I like to promote teaching students about the test so they're comfortable with the setting and they're comfortable with the layout and the look going into it.
It helps students learn how to take a test.
Despite being able to teach students about the types of questions they will encounter, educators find frustration in not having more of a say in what is asked on state tests.
What I hear from my students and also what I hear from teachers is they see things on an EOC that they never learned in the class, and that has to be difficult.
This raises the question, is a test that asks students to critically think about material truly an accurate measure of student achievement?
I think that if you wanted to see a true measure of how much a student has grown in a year, you'd do something like a student portfolio that shows where they started and where they ended, and you can measure the growth there.
While high-stakes testing may continue to change over the next few years in the state of Florida, students and teachers agree about the importance of a good education.
Rote memorization is not going to get us where we need to go.
Value in education is knowledge, and knowledge is power. We can't get that knowledge without teachers teaching us correctly or properly what we need to do in life.
The purpose of an education is so that our students can go out and be successful in whatever avenue they choose to go through in life, whether it be a trade school or a college degree or some kind of a service degree.